Hello everyone and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. A rather cold and gloomy Monday evening here, and I'm very late today because I have been struggling with my online learning that I am doing, but never mind. I haven't succeeded yet, but I'm sure eventually I will. We are looking today at security issues that the Parkles have, the sort of paranoia that they both seem to have around the security business. We've looked at the Archie story, Archie at kindergarten, a very strange story about an armed guard that they tried to get installed at the school, the doorway of the kindergarten classroom. We've looked at that one. Now we are looking at the main event, which is Harry saying, allegedly to the Spotify people, this is from the Vanity Fair article, my mother was essentially murdered. And we hope that the censors don't dislike that word, because they do tend to dislike words like that. But he talks about his terrible childhood trauma and can't believe that he didn't turn into a sociopath. Now, this is a terrible thing to carry around with you, and that he's obviously carried around with him for a long time. We're going to have a look at it with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I'm sticking with this tarot today, and we're just going to do a Celtic cross. We're going to ask about this. We're going to ask who he blames and what his goal is, because he got his apology from Rupert Murdoch's news group in court last week. And we know he blames the press, and we know they had the near catastrophic car chase and all of that. I want to know what's going on with him, where this all comes from, how he felt in the past about it. Has it changed since Meghan arrived on the scene? I'm going to ask that. I'm going to ask it twice. I'm going to ask her influence on him in this regard, how he views the press. And we're sticking with the press unless someone else shows up, a royal family member shows up in this reading. But main story I'm looking at is him and his relationship with the press, because I think that's where we are at the moment. That's what we're seeing. Can he ever heal from this? He's had all this therapy. He's told everyone the story about mummy, mummy, mummy. Meghan talks to mummy every day doing yoga. It goes on and on and on. It's very unhealthy in my opinion. And let's remind you, it's tarot I'm doing here for fun and entertainment. It is all my inexpert opinion. It's all speculation. And of course, I just read energy. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below, and you need to figure things out for yourselves, reach your own conclusions here. But it's such a disturbing story. It feels like it needs to be looked at and just really see what goes on with Harry. How bad is this situation? We know that some substances can tend to make you more paranoid than you should normally be. Ten of Pentacles. That's security. That is, I think this little card needs to come out as well. Page of Swords. I can't fit them. Very big cards, these. Guardian of the Night. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles. That's our underlying energy. And the next one is the Page of Swords. Ten of Pentacles is about absolute security, because it's material security. It's your future is guaranteed. You're okay. You've got lots of resources. You are held up by the people around you, the family around you, the resources around you. You don't have to worry about anything. It's very royal family as well, the Ten of Pentacles, because it's about the line of succession and generational wealth and all that kind of stuff. Passing things along through the generations. But then we've got the Page of Swords. And it seems very important that we look at the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is about suspicion and gossip and doing research and digging around and wondering. So I said we would stick with the press unless we got something else that showed up. And guess what showed up right away as the underlying energy? The royal family. So we're going to test this out again. But this suspicion, research, writing books, snooping around, digging around, is in there. Page of Swords, that's Harry. We know he's not the brightest. His own mother said that about him. So what do they say about a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing? That is the energy that's coming to me through the Page of Swords. We also hear rumours, and I have read on it, that he might have hung around with Muhammad, Mr. Harrods, and got persuaded by things there as well. So that's all sitting in there. Let's just say, my opinion, tarot reading, fun and entertainment only. Harry, his situation with this mother was a murdered thing. Seven of Swords, that's believing that there was something wrong, something almost criminal, because the Seven of Swords can be criminal energy. It's the thief card. It's a taking, stealing away, stealing a life in this case, skullduggery. You can read the worst of the worst energy into that Seven of Swords. I won't say the words because, you know, the sense is out here, but there's a lot that can be read into it in terms of criminal behavior with that Seven of Swords. He believes it. He really does. When he said mummy was essentially the M word, he believes it, Seven of Swords. So what's the big problem for him? Anything that universe wants to tell us. And we've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight of Swords is an attack energy. Very sudden, very swift, very aggressive energy, surprise kind of attacks. You could think tunnels in Paris with that energy, but also because it's in reverse, it's maybe reading too much into it. That kind of energy. Same with this Page of Swords. I'm saying that because of the Page of Swords there. Knight of Swords can be things like spies, police, security people, taking away RPOs from Princess Diana. She wanted them taken away. If Harry only read the things, maybe the true things around the situation in an unbiased way, in an objective way, he might understand more about what's happened. But there's the energy in there of those kinds of people, maybe agents, maybe doing dastardly things. So I'm getting that kind of conspiracy energy. I'm getting secretive energy, violent, sinister kind of energy with that Knight of Swords, and how do you deal with them? If you're one heroic has-been who's trying to get justice for mummy, and you're up against that. It can also be the press, the Knight of Swords. It's writing, it's ideas, communicating, all that kind of stuff. But it has both. It has state agents in it for me, and it has press in it for me. That's the crossing card, the challenge for him, what he thinks about them, because they're in the reverse. They are in their shadow aspect. Who does he blame? What is at the root of all of this? I mean, we're getting ideas about who he might blame in that card. What's at the root of all this? Who does he really, really blame? I've got the Three of Wands. And it's a very expansive and optimistic energy. It's not a sinister card at all. It's growth and... Okay. Because it's blossoming and fruiting in that Three of Wands. It's optimistic, it's hopeful energy. The easy answer is he believed his mother was finding her wings, finding herself, was going to expand, was going to move to America, was going to free herself from the burdens of the royal family. She was going to out-royal the royals in California. You can see where I'm going with this. You can see how he ended up going where he ended up going with all of that. But there is something else in this card. And there's always been rumors about maybe a pregnancy and things like that. I'm getting that energy in that Three of Wands. So I'm just putting that there. I'm reading energy. I'm speculating. We're in the realm of speculation and rumor and just doing tarot. That's coming through. Okay, let us look at what his goal is with this thing. What's his focus? We know he's on and on about the press. The Four of Wands, he wants to have success over the press with that Four of Wands. It's a celebration energy. I won. I'm solid, I'm stable, and I have victory over you. I have victory over you because I'm still married to the woman that you've tried to drive away from me, stalking her house in Toronto and all the rest of it. I am stable, solid, successful. It's his own little royal family, the Four of Wands as well, because it's the firm. He's doing what he feels he needs to do to almost gain control of the situation. We've gone from Three of Wands here, and the underneath energy to the crowning energy of this reading is the Four of Wands. So it's almost like living her legacy, that he wants to live her legacy, her happiness, her goals, her vision, her anything. And we know that that would be encouraged with those daily yoga sessions, which are also apparently sort of psychic downloads. Yeah, a bit of snark in there, can you tell? It's just camera's kind of getting a bit of a tilt here, having a moment. Let's look at the past. Has Harry always believed this about his mother, that she was murdered? I've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I think so. I think so, because it's his energy, Knight of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. That, to me, when these cards are in reverse, can mean not very clear thinking. Particularly when it's Harry and Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You know how I love to talk about how he fell off the horse and landed on his head. And a slow energy, almost to the point of standing still energy, the Knight of Pentacles, if you're talking about thought processes. So I think he's had this thought and he's quite dogged with it, but in a kind of an unreasonable way, that he's got this notion in his head and he's not going to get rid of it. And why, you know, we have a little donkey there, don't we? And stubborn as a whatever, shall we say. That's the energy that's coming through. So I do think it has always been in his mind. And a little bit of a different spin on this card. Has anything changed, or is anything going to change with regard to the ways that he thinks about it? Or is he going to just carry on thinking this in the future? I've got the Ten of Wands and it's in reverse. He might actually, and this is quite shocking to me, I did not expect this, he might actually have to put this notion down, Ten of Wands in reverse, because it's too much of a burden to carry on his own. It's getting heavier and heavier and heavier, and at some stage he might have to just let it go. If he gets the right therapist, if he gets the right person on sides, he will give him the right advice. He might actually let go of it. As I say, I'm quite shocked by that. There might be a whole process that's going on with Harry of things that he's needing to let go of, in Montecito in particular. And as part of that process, he might finally put this notion down. I don't know who is the one who's going to get through to him about that. We might ask if this reading doesn't go on for 12 hours. Let's see his view of the press in this regard. I think we've got some ideas with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords in reverse. His view of the press, Nine of Swords, and it's in reverse. A constant worry to him. It stresses him beyond words. He tosses and turns about it. These are the dragons that he wants to slay. They're his mortal enemies. How is he going to do it? He's just one man against them. It's making more sense now, the Ten of Wands, with that Knight of Swords in reverse. How can one man defeat the beasts in the press, the monsters in the press? It's in reverse. He might feel that he's got his apology from them, and that might start the process of letting go of this. It might actually. So I'm not always that charitably inclined towards Harry, but in this reading I have some sympathy for him. I can see the problem, and I can see that there might be the beginnings of a solution. We're going to ask over there if he will ever be able to heal from this idea. Meghan's influence. This card on him, we've got the Two of Cups. She might be losing influence over him because the Two of Cups is in reverse. It's a very pretty Two of Cups. It's a really beautiful depiction of the Two of Cups, but it's in reverse, a split. So if she was very in control of his worldview and fueling that kind of paranoia, she's losing her influence over him because they have separated. He's distanced himself from her. Someone has spoken sense to him that he's actually heard. I don't know if it's Uncle Charles or the Duke of Westminster or someone like that. I'm more inclined to think it's the Duke of Westminster. We might ask. But her influence is waning. Interesting. His hopes and fears for this situation. Three of Cups. He really wants to celebrate his little win. It's not a little win, I suppose, his apology that he got. He wants to celebrate it. He wants to be happy again. Very simply, he wants to hang out with his friends again. Get rid of her. Two of Cups in reverse. Hang out with the friends. We're getting a little divorce story in here, just by the way, interestingly. And just get back to being happy. He was happy at some stage before he decided that he just had the most terrible childhood trauma that anyone ever endured. And I'm saying that facetiously, but really, come on now. Look over there in Gaza, for instance. So where are we now? Is he ever going to recover from this? Is he going to be able to heal from this notion? How's it going to go for him? We get yes. We're getting Temperance. Temperance is a more rational depiction of it because it's even. It's a moderate energy rather than being extreme. Temperance is about healing, is about being able to see both sides. In typical Rider-Waite, water is being poured from two cups and being blended. So that's getting perspective, seeing things from both sides, being able to heal and harmonize conflicting worldviews. It looks quite promising for him, this little journey. So let's ask. It's a very positive card. It tells me very simply that he does have some wrong ideas. The Three of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, trying to live out Mummy's life, the Knight of Swords, all of that stuff, Page of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. But letting go of it, it tells me it's being fueled to some extent by Meghan. Who's the one who's making him see sense? Is it just literally he got that apology and he can put this all to bed? What's changing? How did we get to that change energy, the Ten of Wands in reverse? Let's just see if the cards want to tell us. How did that happen? Or how is that going to happen? Or is in the process of happening? These are very hard cards for me to shuffle because I can't shuffle them the proper way. We have something. It's Five of Pentacles in reverse. He wants to go home. And whoever's encouraging back in, it's not telling me who that is. It could be Uncle Charles, although he does like to stir, in my opinion. It could be the Duke of Westminster. Again, I'm more inclined to think the Duke of Westminster is the one who's actually doing this. That's just my personal opinion. I can't really find any idea of the Duke of Westminster in here. But I'm getting somebody who's coaching him back into the royal family. We have the underlying energy of the royal family there, the Ten of Pentacles. This is the exile card, the banishment, the illness card, can be mental illness. But in reverse, I want to come home. I want to come back in. No, I'm not going to be on the balcony. He's not going to be on the balcony. I'm certainly not ever going to be on the balcony at Buckingham Palace. But Harry isn't going to be either, I don't think. But he wants back in. He wants to get back into the place where it's safe, it's secure. He knows his role. He understands who he is and what he's got to do. And he doesn't have to think these terrible thoughts and think that he alone has to campaign to put the world to rights. He's not equipped to do that. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, that one who landed on his head and saw stars, in my opinion. That's the reading. A strangely positive reading for Prince Harry for once, and I'm pleased personally to see that. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.